Good evening. It is Sunday, the 22nd of May, 2022. We have a different Prime Minister now, Prime Minister Anthony Albanese. Mr. Albanese is going over to Tokyo for the so-called Quad meeting with our so-called allies. India is prominent in the Quad meeting. It's not a like-minded democracy like Australia, as Scott Morrison tried to paint it. It's a third world military junta. It has 160 nuclear bombs that we know of, and Canada and the US gave India the ingredients to make the bombs, plural. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, he was pushing the nuclear bombs, and he starved his people there so they could put all this money into making the bombs. Prime Minister Modi's very good friends with Putin. This December last year, Modi was hugging Putin after a billion dollar arms deal, and seems like Prime Minister Modi runs with the foxes and hunts with the hounds. Albanese needs to cancel this meeting and do a bit more research. Modi's tries not to get involved and all of that. He won't condemn Russia or any of that, and he wants to sit on the fence. That's not an ally of Australia. 160 nuclear bombs that we know of, submarines, hundreds of submarines. What's Prime Minister Albanese, is he going to invite the Indian naval warships into Sydney Harbour? Like Scott Morrison did in 2015, he invited the Chinese naval warships into Sydney Harbour. They were here for 4 days, four ships. They surveyed the harbour. They anchored it just about at the back of Prime Minister Morrison's residence, waterfront residence, Kirribilli House. They were anchored near Governor General Peter Cosgrove, anchored at the back of his place. The New South Wales Governor, David Hurley, the General like Cosgrove, same as Cosgrove, anchored at the back of his place, where they were waving at the Communist China naval warships. Now we're getting mixed up with India, a so-called Quad country. With a population said to be 1.3 million, but 1.3 billion, but it could be like 2 billion. There's too many to count. Australia giving India our black coal and China, and causing a lot of pollution and global warming, climate change. India burning our coal causing climate change. Yet Australians can't burn clean black coal with high-tech power stations, and are forced to pay, rip off electricity prices. People too scared to have the heater on in the winter time, and summertime people dying in the house of heat because they're scared of electricity bill shock. So it's in a pretty bad situation we're in Australia, and Prime Minister Albanese, his campaign, he said, make more things in Australia. No, that's incorrect, Mr. Albanese. Make all things in Australia, all, not more, like it used to be. We made everything. We were self-sufficient. We're a happy, peaceful country, prospering. Our young people could buy a home. Now our young Australians can't buy a home because the market is flooded with online buyers and millions and millions from China and India coming here, bidding at properties, forcing properties up. You've got little or no deposit. You get the bank loans at virtually 2%. They've got no equity. They're buying these homes, and the Aussies here, they can't get it. The young Aussies are not encouraged to save. They get no interest on their money. So years ago, someone could be working in Kmart, work a bit harder, do a bit of overtime, and pay their mortgage off, get a nice 600-700 square metre block of land near the station, in an old fibro place, say in Blacktown, enough to buy a fibro place, but a nice fibro place, a nice block of land, but not enough to buy a brick veneer place, but they could do it. Now they're not even in the race. Not in the race. That's the reason, housing affordability, the Liberal government and the Labor government have created these problems by flooding the country with millions and millions of sketchy visa holders, migrant holders. Scott Morrison and Peter Dutton, they abolished the immigration department that used to check everything, double check. You couldn't get in unless you had a certain amount of money. Now people are getting in with nothing, a couple of bucks in their pocket. Just out of control. All they do now overseas, like India, China, countries like that, immigration departments banned. It's just tick and flick on the internet, and you're in. There's no health checks or nothing like there used to be before. Now it's not surprising we got the monkey virus here, because the health checks are non-existent. People coming in with AIDS virus, all kinds of things. And a lot of these visa holders from India and China, a lot of the expired visas, when the visa expires, they don't leave. They stay here and just mingle in because they know no one's looking for them. There's too many to look for. They just mingle in. And before the immigration department used to be very thorough who could come in. Now you could have criminals coming in and no problem. You can say anything. False identities, come in with false documents. So-called skilled migrants from India and China. No one's here to test their skills or evaluate them. They just come in and say, here I am. Like the gentleman near my place, he come in from Bangladesh. He's telling me he's a carpenter. He's a skilled migrant. He didn't know how to nail two pieces of wood together. But this is just out of control. So try to make this clip a short one, but I urge Prime Minister Albanese to cancel the trip over to Japan for the Quad meeting, which is meeting with India, and I'll just reiterate, you know, third world military junta, not a like-minded democracy like ours. And yeah, okay, good night.